Cancel culture has returned. It's unfortunate, but folks, in 2026, the political pulverizers are back again, and they intend to make sure you can't say what you intend to say to sway folks away from the truth. Today, we'll talk about Marty O'Donnell, the legendary Halo composer who is just out there trying to win his congressional race in Nevada. And he came on the Pro Show, said some very mundane, normal things. That wasn't okay, though, with the politicos. And now they've canceled him from a major convention in California. What a groovy day, ladies and gentlemen, to share together. Welcome back to where we endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and yes, drag the celebrities back kicking and screaming to the mainstream middle, the sensible center, where money is made. Folks, if you like seeing the evils of cancel culture kept at bay, click the like button and we'll get underway doing just that yet again. AOC says woke 2.0 is on the way and old woke is done, but that might mean they're going back to the fun days of cancel culture, and we've got evidence thereof. What are we talking about? Well, That Park Place is covering it. Trevor Denning writing it. Halo composer, and might I say legendary Halo composer, Marty O'Donnell canceled from the Sacramento Anime Con over misrepresented political comments. Now, Marty O'Donnell's been on the channel before. Very, very nice guy, very ethical, very moral, and just a top of the top shelf kind of fella. He's also, we believe, probably the front runner. Almost said forerunner. Halo joke. He's almost definitely the front runner for being the next representative out of Nevada in the U.S. House of Representatives. So this is like a very mainstream guy, very famous. Anybody, any con would surely want to have a Marty O'Donnell there. Halo composer Marty O'Donnell has been removed from an upcoming Sacramento Anime Convention after staff members objected to political comments that were inaccurately portrayed as a call to persecute the Rainbow Peeps. O'Donnell had been scheduled to participate in a reunion celebrating the 25th anniversary of Halo during Sacramento Anime Summer 2026. The convention will take place over Labor Day, which is just at the outskirts of Summer A. Says, I'm very disappointed. This is what he says. I'm very disappointed that Sacramento Anime has disinvited me from a Halo 25 reunion at their conference next month. Says, if you thought we defeated cancel culture in 2024, guess again. The timing of the cancellation is notable. Not only is O'Donnell an important figure within the Halo gaming community, but he is also a Republican congressional candidate endorsed by the president. That is the Orange Man, President Trump. Quote, the promoter for Sacramento Anime has shared that his LGBTQ staff does not feel comfortable if you attend the event. This is what he was sent. Based on your recently reported statements of the political campaign, they have to rescind their invitation to not cause any further staff upset. They've deleted O'Donnell from its website, deleted social media posts promoting him. Jen Taylor, who is the voice of Cortana, was welcoming him to be there. And okay, well, here you go, folks. Apparently, we are the place where this happened. So the controversy appears to stem from Marty O'Donnell discussing what he considers an ideological threat to Western civilization that he made on the Pro Show. Quote, talk about an existential threat. This is where we are right now. He said, we are on the cliff looking down into the abyss, and the abyss is Marxism. It's anti-Western philosophy. There's a weird alliance of all these groups who like to pretend they're oppressed. The LGBTQ plus people, the Islamists, the Marxists, they're all together now. Okay. I mean, they do seem to be politically aligned. I mean, that's the Democrat Party right now. The Marxists are the DSAs. We know how people of Muslim belief tend to vote in the US of A. And we definitely know that the vast majority of LGBTQ plus people are voting Democrat. I'm not a political guy, but this is just a factual statement. Now, he thinks that's a weird alliance, but it's a self-evident alliance. We all see it. We all know this is true. There's nobody arguing with it.
I know you're not going to go political, but it is a weird alliance to me. There's whatever was going on with the gay rights movement got co-opted by Marxists, and whatever my social stances on that might be, it's been very weird to see it used as a cudgel to try to make political progress for the Democrat Party, and also a co-opting of the Democrat Party itself. So it is a very strange alliance, and how dare he notice it, right?
Right. How dare he call out what we all literally see? Okay, so Jonas, you were there, I guess, on the panel with us when these comments were made, and then these comments were shared out with a misleading headline by a group affiliated with Kamala Harris. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like the headquarters HQ now, or whatever it was. By the way, I think they were like headquarters 6-7 for a minute, which was, hilariously dated. That was the old Kamala Harris campaign handle. So, I put the only appropriate response, which is thanks for watching the pro show, Kamala. It was a perfectly reasonable political discussion. And I got to say, I don't think it worked out poorly for the O'Donnell campaign, because he got to respond and say, go read my actual comment. And most people read the actual comments and saw that that's not what he was talking about. And there was absolutely nothing in there about persecution of anyone, just resisting an ideology. And if you view resisting an ideology as persecution, then you probably are a Marxist. Yes.
Yeah, and we would never allow anybody to come on here uncontested and say that they should persecute like people for their bedroom preferences. Well, I mean, Lord, we don't believe that kind of stuff. We're not going to get out here and say, based on what you do in the bedroom, the police should be out after you. That's just wild and crazy. So this is yet again the political world stepping in and making mockery of a serious conversation. Marty is talking about in that video where we're all together on the pro show. Marty is talking about what's making up the current, the left and the woke. Well, there's nothing wrong with identifying what the groups are. Marv, the misleading headline ran, but then it was in his favor. So I think ultimately he's the victor here, even if cancel culture is returned, because people then watched the video and said, oh, wait, this is not what the headline says. But this convention is now using that Kamala Harris organization. They're using that to ban him. And listen, folks, Marv, we watched a sitting president years ago be removed from social media, banned and taken away. We watched channels be struck for daring to disagree with Fauci. And here we are again, Marv, where we've got organizations saying, oh, if you're the front runner for Congress and you say things we don't like, you're out of here. You're not allowed.
Well, so now you're right in terms of like, if people saw that headline and then watched the video, they would see that it's not what he said. How many of those people, though, that see that headline, do you think actually watch that video?
I don't know the percentage.
The people that get what they want from that headline, the people that hear what they want to hear, that's enough for them. They don't have to watch the video. In fact, they're not going to watch the video lest it actually interfere with the narrative that they've constructed in their heads. So what they've done here, and the HQ 6-7 or whatever the heck, they know exactly what they're doing. They know that this guy did not say what they said that he said, but they're going to say it anyway. And people are going to believe it because that's how this works. And then all of a sudden it gets warped to the point where they're saying that he is calling for action against specific people in this country. That is despicable. That is absolutely despicable. And that is the nature of politics and journalism in this country. And it is gross and disgusting. And you know what? They just handed Marty a much bigger microphone than he already had, because now he gets to actually shine a spotlight on just the cowardice and the deceit and all of this nonsense that's coming from the other side right now. Because what they have done to a good man who was making a point about Marxism, which, by the way, is an existential threat to this country. And I'll ring the bell on myself for saying it. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's what they've done here, is that they have shined a light on that message. And hopefully now more people see it. More people in his district will see it. And he is about to become a much bigger political force, because no one is standing for this cancel culture nonsense anymore in 2026. And at the end of the day, also, if you're a Halo fan, you're going to get a 25th anniversary celebration now without Marty O'Donnell. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face if you're this ridiculous convention now. I hope they bomb out.
Yeah, which is really the dumbest thing when it comes down to it. They basically advertised that we were going to have not only actors from the series, but also one of the developers. He didn't just do the music. He was actually very heavily involved in the production of the game.
The voice casting.
Yep. The voice casting, and also every because he was in charge of the sound for the whole game, he touched every level of the games.
And by the way, lest anyone twist my words, when I say bomb out, I mean I hope nobody goes to the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I would say too here is, Jonas, and we should get the clip and we should share it just flat out. Maybe make it into a short for the channel. this is what they're doing. But
the clip's embedded in the Geeks and Gamers article on this.
Let's go grab that in just a second. But I just want to let all the channels out there know, whether it's Side Scrollers or Geeks and Gamers or Nerdrotic or Asmongold, because Asmongold is commenting on this. I want all these channels to know you're free to play as much of that as you want. We are not going to have any issue with you if you play 5 minutes straight of it. You have at it. This is, everybody gets their everybody wants to hold on to their territory and say, well, that's my content. You're not allowed to use it, blah, blah, blah. This is way bigger than that. Anybody who wants that, play as much of it as you want, and we're happy to share that with you because people need to see what it is that Marty actually said. Mm-hmm. But here's Asmongold. Here's what he says. Steph, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Asmongold is responding to Marty O'Donnell, and we'll scroll up so you can see. This is Marty O'Donnell says, I'm very disappointed that they've done this. Asmongold says, this is what these people do. Until conservatives are willing to match this energy and exceed it, they will continue losing cultural ground. Conservatives are more concerned with preserving their principles than winning a philosophy that ensures a future with neither. Steph, your thoughts on Asmongold's take on all of this?
Yeah, I think he's right. I think that as conservatives, we want to take the high road where they're more than willing to take the low road and put out a lot of misinformation and twist somebody's words and talk about a call for persecution, right? They're saying that he's calling for persecution of the LGBT and they're calling for the persecution of Marty, really, because he's getting canceled now. But I think that as a society, we're completely done with cancel culture. And it's a bigger... It's really like a view into how the people running this thing view their own ideology. They're willing to put it above anything else. Like they don't care about the people that come to the conventions, the people that are there to see Marty for the Halo anniversary. They don't care about them. They just care about their own ideology. And you know what? What you're saying doesn't match with ours, with what we believe. So we're more than willing to let you just skip out on this. And we really don't care about the people that are coming to see you. So it says a lot about them as well. People running this thing, people working at this convention. There's a lot about them and how, like, if they don't care about you, if they don't care about you as the customer willing to go and pay to see these people, they don't care about you, so don't give them your money. But I think that Asmongold is correct. I think that I don't want to say like we need to play dirty, but honestly match that energy. And call these people out a lot more than we normally do. And I think a lot of people are starting to do that. They're starting to call these people out. They're starting to show them how hypocritical they are when speaking. I think that a lot of that conservatives are starting to now do that and match that energy, but we need to do it a lot more.
Yeah, well,
if I may, Pro, one of the things that they say in these situations is that the way they get them canceled is like the LGBTQ staff said, "Oh, we feel unsafe." No, you're not unsafe. You're uncomfortable, and it's okay to be uncomfortable as an adult in a functioning society. I have been at conventions, where there have been people like Josh Gad or Will Wheaton, people who would probably wish me dead. And if they knew who I was. And, at the end of the day, Marty has said nothing like any of those people have said. And conservatives, they said about Gina too. They were like, oh, we feel unsafe with Gina Carano. What do you think? She's going to start putting chokeholds on people?
No, Marvin. No, Marvin. They're emotionally unsafe.
Yeah, and I think that they're also emotionally stunted. And that's why they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so unsafe. Because yes, they're adults, but they're emotionally stunted. They're mentally stunted. They don't know how to deal with that uncomfortableness that they feel. So they would rather just not be in the same room as these people. They don't know how to deal with that. They're emotionally stunted.
Here's let me play this real quick and then we'll comment on it. This is from Headquarters HQ News Now. This is Jonas. This is affiliated with Kamala Harris. Is that right?
Yes,
it was.
It was either campaign property or it belongs to her directly.
All right. 150,000 views. Unearthed Trump endorsed Nevada GOP candidate Marty O'Donnell calls for persecuting people and treating them as an existential threat. Now, obviously, that headline's incorrect. We'll play the video so you can see. And folks, I mean, this is the level of ludicrous. Saying that you're going to persecute people based on their bedroom preferences is about as ludicrous as the idea that not only are we going to take all of your welfare and your Medicare and Medicaid and all that, we're going to take it away, and we're going to give you paper cuts with the bills that we took away. Like this This is just silly. Nobody on the planet is calling for the popo to go to your door based on what you're doing in the bedroom. Nobody wants to see that. And we wouldn't talk about something so silly on the channel. Here's what really was sad.
Can't hear it.
Oh, you're kidding. Jonas, you got it ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1, switching over to you. Here you go.
All right.
A lot of that money flowing in to help democratic socialism when you have a very different vision for the future for the country. And I think if people had been listening to you inside Bungie would be in a better place. What do you think might be a better place for America going forward than what we are watching from some sections of the East and West Coast?
I talk about an existential threat. This is where we are right now. We are on the cliff looking down into the abyss. And the abyss is Marxism. It's anti-Western philosophy. It's
Jonas, pause it real quick.
There's a weird alliance of all.
Hold on a second. We'll go back 10 seconds. I just want people, this is what triggered them, is what we've got up on the screen. Mm-hmm. This is what triggered them. Let me read this. This is what triggered them. I'm so glad that Kamala Harris's headquarters HQ posted this. They can mislead with the headline. That's fine. Marty, this is so great. Socialism is pride. Democratic Socialists of America. This is from the Democratic Socialist DSA. It says on the right side, only a socialist future. This is AOC's group. This is the El Said's group. This is who we're pushing back against, folks, because they're going to try to take over entertainment again with this stuff. Only a socialist future, free from the exploitation and domination of capitalism, can ensure that the alphabet folks are truly safe, supported, and free. Pride is an ongoing struggle, and we carry it forward together. In other words, pride is now communism. Communism is now pride. All right, Jonas, play it again, please.
Right.
One of the only organizations, by the way, that actually posted anything for Pride this year.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point.
Is Marxism. It's anti-Western philosophy. There's a weird alliance of all these groups that are, like to pretend like they're oppressed. So the LGBTQ plus people, the Islamists, the Marxists, they're all together now.
A lot of that money flowing in to help. There's not a single thing in there about any kind of crazy persecution. Not a single.
The worst thing he said about LGBTQ stuff is he said that they believe they're oppressed. So, okay, they didn't react to that, though. They reacted to a very clearly Democrat Socialists of America ad talking about pride and how pride needs to be aligned with the Democrat Socialists of America.
Politics is dirty. We're big enough to know that. We know how the game is played. We know if they could, they'd lock you up. They'd stop you from running if they could. Talking about people like Marty O'Donnell. We try not to talk about politics. But in this case, the Pro Show has been used as a way, apparently, to ban Marty, and cancel culture has returned. It's not okay, but I think it's going to blow up in their face. And that is a metaphor, folks, for they have made a strategically terrible decision. The Barbara Streisand effect will be in effect. And here we go again. Parting is such sweet sorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It's only made sweet because there's more content on the way. We never stop. It drives the Holly Weirds mad, but we've got decades left in the can, and we keep going and going and going. Oh, wait. Are we showing our cards? That's right. We'll never stop going near and far and sending out the content you love. Folks, you can help us continue to do just that. Smash that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.